I figure they usually lie about numbers. I'm not really sure what to believe sometimes anymore or not. So I'm just trying my best to get something to play on here, but hopefully you guys can see and hear me all right. Um, Thank you for being on. I apologize. I got a weird setup for you guys today. I'm trying to make it work. Um, so having that chance to get back to the estate, so to speak. But thankfully, all is well with everyone. And we're asking that you pray for SOC family as they are on there. We just dropped some persons off at the airport. Throw a person off at the airport, excuse me. So praying for safe travel and mercy to you. And prayerfully all is well. Didn't hear back from the person yet, so I'm just going to praise Yah for their. Oh, actually, I think I know what time they're supposed to roll out. Amen. But sorry, haven't had my castor oil in all day, so it tried to swell up a little bit on me today. But I've had my pain relief. But we praise Yahweh for you all, and thank you for being on. I know it's late, and I was just trying to make sure I could get on here. So we're thankful and grateful to each and every one of you. And we're excited. Sorry for the Q-tip again. I am still making sure that I go through my regimen of recovery. We're getting closer, though. You know, it's interesting. I can tell we're getting closer to recovery because it actually hurts to put this in now, which means that I don't have as much swelling. I'm like actually against like where it's hurting now that I'm putting the stuff there. So we praise Yah for progressive pain, I guess. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. Be acceptable in Yahweh's sight. He is our strength and our Redeemer, and it is in His name, which is His authority, that we pray, praise, proclaim, project, and protect tonight's message. Aman. Welcome. Thank you for being on with us. Todah Yachasdel. We're thankful and grateful. We give all honor and praise to the Most High. We give all praise and honor to Him for my wife, the Honorable Amma, who lives a life that is able to be honored. As always, you can check her out on TikTok, YouTube, her website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish. Not A&D, the letter N, Bloom and Flourish. She is a healer, herbalist, chemist, and biologist by degree. Aman. I hope it's not going to be too rough. I promise I won't have this in the whole time, but I do need to apply this for a little bit. So forgive me. But Tada, everybody, how you doing, Minister Stephen? How you doing, Beck? How you doing, Brother TJ? How you doing, Sister Monica, SJ, Way of Purpose, Minister Tamara, Sister Knight, Jose, Lottie Dottie, and everybody, Cotton, Sister Akita. Thank you for finding us, by the way. I know they're making it more difficult each time, but we appreciate, love y'all. Thank you for being on. How you doing, Sister Mignon? Is it Ty? Love. I think I saw the Sister Nakia, right? Shalom, peace. Hebrew enrichment. Everybody, if I miss you on any platform, charge it to my head and not to my heart. I am thankful for each and every one of you being on here. We give all honor and praise once again to the Most High. And we're going to go ahead and get right into this message. Come on. Tonight we're going to talk about cross-examination. Cross-examination. Now, if we were talking about a court case would refer to cross-examination as far as there's been somebody who's been put on the stand. One side has been given the opportunity to be able to ask questions, whether they're trying to ask questions to promote the righteous intent of that person, or the righteousness in that person, or they're trying to, prosecute that person. But they've been given an opportunity to, to examine the person. So now here comes the cross-examination. Somebody is going to go across. Somebody from across the other side, even, if you will, is going to take the opportunity to examine them again, and more than likely apologetically, look at them if they were being treated like a protagonist, we look at them from a more antagonist point of view. If they were an antagonist, vice versa. So, the cross-examination. How you doing, Brother Jermaine? Right. There are those who are trying to prosecute you, right? And there are those who are trying to lift you up. When you get a cross-examination from the other side, what is going to come across? Now, in our thought process for today, culturally, if you will, we're going to focus. How you doing, Prophet? Prophet Yomi. How you doing, Brother Lamar? What we are going to focus on this evening is going to be the cross itself, right? The cross should be an examination. What do you mean, cross-examination? Make it make sense. Make it plain, because you're dancing around, Kofi. Holy Ghost, I hear you. Cross-examination. Cross-examination because the world might have deemed you one way. Maybe you have deemed you one way. Maybe those who scratch your itching ears have deemed things one way. But the cross is coming, and there's going to be an examination. Now, what do I mean? What I mean is that the cross is the standard. How do I know this? Because when I examine your life, you should be living like the one who was on the cross. How you doing, Sister Deborah? How you doing, Sherry? How do I know this? Because the word says, make sure that we do what? The word tells us to ensure that we take time out to do what? To carry our own cross. I think I said hello, Sister Monica. If I didn't, how you doing? The word says for us to carry our own cross. So if I'm going to examine your life, I need to see if your cross was carried. Hey, Shalom, how you doing, D? How you doing, Sister Tia? Cross-examination. Have you carried your own cross? And when I look at how you carried it, did you carry it like Yehoshua carried it? Right? Did you carry it like Yehoshua carried it? Have you carried your own cross? Right? Have you? What does that entail, by the way, when you carry your own cross? See, because we're not even saying you have to be crucified upon it, although you should crucify your flesh at some point, right? Not literally speaking, obviously, just for educational purposes only. We have to put that out there. You should not be crucifying your own flesh. I'm sorry, you must at some point crucify your own flesh, but we're not even talking about there yet. We're talking about the carrying of it. Right? There's a cross-examination coming. How are you even carrying it? I'm not even sure how in-depth this might sound tonight, whatever. These are just questions I'd like for you to be able to, in your own time, see if you can answer. Maybe while we're talking tonight, you can answer them. In carrying your own cross, how do you carry it? Are you putting it down because everybody's yelling? Everybody's making fun of you? Have you decided to put it down because it's too heavy to carry and forgot the reality that if necessary, somebody's there to carry it for you, even if they be compelled to? How you doing, Big Brother Thomas? Hello, I hope I said hello, Brother Jose. Yeah, even in carrying your own cross, sometimes you got to recognize you can't carry it by yourself. And all this stuff with the tooth pain, boy, I tell you, when I can't move, when that pain shoots, it's a lot better now. But even still, when it comes through every once in a while, you hear what I'm saying? Whole body seizes up. And I'm not going to be able to move by myself in that. I can't, look, somebody's going to have to do something. Somebody might even have to lay my big behind down or at least guide me to the bed. How you doing, Bruno? Sometimes in carrying your own cross, you're going to need to realize that there are those who will even be compelled. By the way, you know that the person who was compelled, it means they were compelled, they were forced into it. They did not want to carry Yahshua's cross. They were not sitting up there being like, oh, this was a, you know what, I'm so sad, I'm so moved, I'm so moved by what Yahshua is going through. No, he didn't want to be involved. He was not an Israelite even. You might be surprised with who will carry your cross. But there's a cross examination coming where now all these things that you say you stand for, we're going to have to see. By the way, what qualified you to carry the cross? What qualified the Messiah to carry the cross? Question. What qualified the Messiah to carry the cross? Just like a Judas might be necessary, sure. But how you doing, my kid? What qualified the Messiah to carry the cross? Have you ever thought about that? And therefore, what qualifies you to carry the cross? Somebody says he was qualified because he was perfect, but that qualified him to be the lamb. That qualified him to be the one who could be the sacrificial lamb. That qualified him to be the one who could, in fact, take on your sins. But he didn't carry the cross because he was the lamb. He carried the cross. Watch this. He carried the cross because he was convicted of blasphemy. Now, was he blasphemous? No. But the world says, officially on the roll, one of the reasons why it's even easy for a lot of persons to make fun of the Messiah or to go against him is because the romantic mindset, the Greco-Roman mindset, and even a certain Israelite mindset, if we're not careful still, that exists at the end, the last two verses of Romans chapter 9. A certain mindset has it to where if you're not careful, even those who say they are Israel have a mindset to where you look at his guilt of something and even try to figure out his blasphemy that doesn't exist. But he carried a cross because he was assigned something that he wasn't guilty of. But since he had to be, matter of fact, he was assigned something he wasn't guilty of so that he could carry something he wasn't guilty of. And said not a mumbling word when it was time to nail him. You see what I'm saying? And how you doing, babe? My wife is on the Honorable Alma. I'll always check her out on TikTok, YouTube, website, and Pinterest at Bloom and Flourish. How you doing, springtime? Right? All right. I want you to catch this. He was able to carry the cross because he had to first not just get beat up, not just get spit upon. He had to first have somebody lie on who he was. Matter of fact, the Sanhedrin, they beat him down and did all types of stuff to him or whatever before they even showed him up. They had to have such hatred for him, or not even hatred, because hatred really would be they wouldn't even given him that plate. They had to have that much anger, that much pure, disgusting, putrid, obnoxious feeling towards him. They had to feel that much against him. You hear what I'm saying? He had to be despised. He had to be put in a place where they spat upon him. He had to be thought of as disgusting. He had to be nasty. His very existence had to make them feel a sickness and a vile thing. They had to get rid of him. You know, in order to carry your cross, you have to first be convicted. And you have to be convicted. You got to realize that you're going to be convicted of what Christ was convicted of, which was of doing something that he absolutely did not do. Here comes the cross examination. Are you ready to carry it? How you doing, Sister Gertrude? Are you hearing what I'm saying tonight? Here comes the cross-examination. Are you ready to carry it, beloved? Here comes the cross-examination. Thank you for the love, right? Are you ready to carry what's coming next? See, because in order for you to carry the cross, you have to be presumed guilty over something that nobody really thinks that you did. And then the person they brought him to found no guilt in him, but because they had put him in a situation. See, watch this. He's the governor. Pontius Pilate is the governor of Israel. He's Roman. And the reason why Pontius Pilate has the power he has is because Caesar, is in charge. And so as long as Pontius Pilate appeases the will and the law of Caesar, he shall be able to keep his position. What is it that they said? See, they said, and they came and they said, look, it's not that so much that he said he was the Messiah, which is part of what they did. But they said, since he says he's the Messiah, we recognize he's trying to say that he is King of Israel. He is Yahweh in the flesh. If he is King of Israel, then then he is against the law. Why? Because they said, the Israelites said, right? At least we think they were full Israel. Many of them probably were not. But that being said, the Israelites said, hey, we look at Caesar as king, not Yah. Any man who says he's the Messiah is against Caesar. How you doing, Omika? Thank y'all for the love. Any man who says that he's against Caesar, he's against Caesar, he is somebody who deserves death. He says he's our Messiah. Crucify him. That's why he carried the cross. Not because of what he supposedly did, but because of who he was. We think, once again, it was because they just didn't like him, blah, blah. No. They lied and said some things on him, but the reality is that by them trying to really lie on him, ultimately they were saying who he was. Now, they tried to change it at the end and say, hey, I know that we asked for you to go ahead and take his life because he is the Messiah, and the Messiah must be higher than Caesar. We don't believe in anybody higher than Caesar. Can you change it so that everybody knows that we're more so concerned about he said he was the Messiah? Pontius Pilate said no. Keep it exactly where it is. Word for word. 3 languages. Don't mess it up. I want everybody to know what you did. This man was the Messiah, and you guys decided to take his life. I even gave you an out. I let you do something that's in your culture. I even gave to you, hey, you guys had this tradition during the Day of Atonement. Let's go ahead and give you what you normally do. You can go ahead and make him the scapegoat. You can have a sacrificial lamb. But hey, we know at that point, you haven't taken over. See, the cross-examination is coming up. Somebody's about to lie on you, not realizing that while lying on you, all they're going to do is put you in a position of who you really are. The reason why you're carrying the cross, the reason why you're the saint, as we talked about in Romans chapter 8, verse 27 today, the reason why you are the saint that actually intercedes for another saint, because you are one who follows the will of Yah and you have his heart. The reason why you'll do this is what? Because you follow the law. And because of who you are, it's going to cause things to go in a position where all things work out together for tabah, for what is constitutional. The reason why you have been put in a position to carry and even intercede or carry a cross that might be something that takes the burden off of somebody else, where somebody might be able to look up to you or look up to your walk or look up to your steps, is because you are what? You are somebody who has been lied on, with that person not realizing you were built to carry a lie. You were built to be a living sacrifice. You were built to have somebody spit on your name, so to speak, and not realize that, hey, when you make me go down, even like baptism, you make me go down with Yah, I come up a new creature and a fellow heir. Well, you make me go up on the cross with him, and then you bury me. It's only a matter of time before I get resurrected. See, you don't recognize who I am because you don't recognize whose I am, and you don't recognize who he was when he, right? Because if you had, you wouldn't have tried to bury him in the first place. And if you knew who I was, you would have stopped trying to bury me too. That's right. If necessary, built to be a martyr. Exactly, man. This is even if necessary. I'm on, right? But they don't know who we be. They don't know who we become. If you recognized who I was, you would have recognized me as a king. Now, under the king, I carry my cross like my king carries it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not the Messiah. And don't get it twisted for yourself. You're not the Messiah. But see, had you recognized who I was, had you really done a true cross examination, the only reason why I can carry the Tav is because the Tav is the last character of the Aleph Ba'it. And what is it saying? The Tav is literally saying it's finished. When you put me in this position, you didn't realize I'm a finisher. See, did you realize that you carry the cross because you're a finisher? Nobody could carry what you're about to carry. Nobody could take this pain. Nobody could be this. All right? Nobody could have lost their life so that they could find it. Tav is the last character. It means it's finished. It's over with. It's done. They didn't realize when they put me in that position that they put a finisher in there. It also means to be perfected. If it's finished, then yeah. So they don't realize that I've been perfected in different ways. So I've got to be able to carry this. How you doing, Brother Richard? I got to be able to carry this thing. I carry it because I'm a finisher. That's why everybody got upset with the Baltimore Ravens. You got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, sure, he can throw the ball, do all this stuff. But you got Derrick Henry. Why did you get Derrick Henry? You got Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry is a finisher. Don't have Derrick Henry in your team and not give him the ball, especially at the end of the game. You brought him over because you got tired of seeing Lamar Jackson struggling, trying to close everything himself, do everything, do 75,000 different things, and then sometimes not having the defense ready to make sure that when it's time for things to be finished, it's done. So you bring in a running back like Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry, if you need to win the game or if you got a lead of any kind, give him the ball. You're not going to get the other team's not going to get the ball back because you can't stop him. He's a finisher, right? LeBron James, as much as everybody talks trash about him, LeBron and his finishing, LeBron James by percentage is the greatest finisher of all time. Meaning that if you give him the ball in his hands and it's time for him to shoot the last shot, persons make fun of him because he passed the ball from time to time, but percentage-wise, the amount of shots he's made, whatever, literally, by statistical category, I'm not giving you opinion. I don't care about you saying if he's the best player of all time or not. I'm talking about statistical category. By percentage, he is the greatest finisher of all time. Last 2 minutes of a game, last 5 seconds of a game, last second of a game, whichever you want to use, he is the greatest. That's why he has the ball in his hand, but he's also the greatest because he recognizes by percentage. If he can't make it, he knows where to throw the pass. By the way, so did Michael Jordan. Great finisher in both ways. Some of his most famous finishing moments is passing the ball to Bill Whittington so he could dunk it, passing the ball to John Paxson so he could shoot it, passing the ball to Steve Kerr so he could make the shot. You have been put in this game because you can finish. You're carrying the cross because it's over now. Do you recognize that? How you doing, Grand Rising Africa? Thanks for being part of the community. How you doing, Yachmal? How you doing, Lance? Like, do you recognize that? It's over. When coach puts you in the game, when y'all put you in the game, right? When leadership puts you in the game, they put you in there because they know that everybody's going to try to stop you. See, watch this. those of you who are into sports, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There are certain plays. There could be a team that you go on. There's certain formations and certain plays. We might have 3-4 plays, and you know what's coming. But because we practiced and we're so great at this, and because we've taken time out, and because we have the talent that you might not have, we're literally going to line up against you. Same formation every time, same play called every time. And we're going to see, can you stop it? And if you can't stop it, there's nothing more demoralizing to the enemy to where they can be in line. They can be lined up no matter what, and no matter what's coming. They know what's coming and they can't stop it. One of the worst things that can happen to a team. It can change a whole team season, right? A whole defensive line can start playing terribly because you know what's coming. We're going to play this whole game where you know what's coming. I recall a game, I feel like it was 2 years ago. Maybe it was Matt. What's the guy that used to be the New England Patriots quarterback name? He's with Jacksonville Jaguars as a backup now, whatever his name is. Please forgive me. I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't recall his name at the moment, right? I don't remember if it was rookie season or second season. I don't recall. But I recall literally they just kept running. They ran the ball. I think it was because the wind or something was really, really bad. Or maybe it's because they knew that the team couldn't stop them or whatever. All they did, I think they might have thrown the ball once or twice. And every other play was a run. Because they knew you're not going to stop us. They made it a point to tell them. There was no, after a while, you're not going to fake it. We're not going to go for okie doke. You're not trying to get us to think you're doing one thing and do another. We're going to do the same thing. And because we are so confident in what we have and we know you can't stop it, you're going to know you can't stop it. You're going to try to tackle just out of sheer, you don't want to look like you're not trying. But at the end of the day, your heart is gone. That's who you are. I hope that makes sense. I know not everybody's a sports fan, but that's who you are in the spirit. How you doing, Tamaya? Y'all put the ball in your hand, same play, helmet on helmet, right? Ain't no surprises coming. Can you stop what we're about to do? You might as well put everybody up on the line. You don't have to have anybody play back. Helmet on helmet. We're not disguising anything. Matter of fact, we're talking trash what we're doing and telling you we're coming for you. And we're looking you in the eye, trying to see if your eyes stay connected or if you start looking down. Right? How you doing, Chill Phil? Mess around if you want. When your eyes start looking down, you see what I'm saying? We know you're finished. Doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock, right? It's already finished. It's done. You're carrying the cross because you're a finisher. The sign that you're carrying your cross is a sign that it's done. The sign that you're carrying the cross is a sign that nothing's going to stop it. Oh, you think you stopped it when you nailed the hands, and you think you stopped it when you nailed the feet. You think you stopped it. You hear what I'm saying? You think you stopped it when you lifted it up. You think you stopped it when you pierced the side. You think you stopped it when you buried. But there was nothing you could do for this. This was something that was told to you in Genesis chapter 3, about a shot Gamal. We knew that the most you could do is bruise us in the heel, but we smashing heads. You hear what I'm saying? Smashing them, stepping on them, already defeated. You know, when a serpent gets the head smashed, the body might still be wriggling, but don't be deceived. Just because the body's wriggling doesn't mean that it's over. I saw something. Please forgive me. This is gory, so if you need to shut it down, this will probably be the last thing we say. So if you need to shut it down, if you can't date gore, I won't be extremely disgusting with it, but I admit this is gory. I saw something the other day where they were talking about there was a chicken that had literally lived with his head cut off. The chicken should have never survived, but they realized not only did the chicken survive, but the chicken kept running around. So the person who had cut off the chicken's head, he decided that he was going to let it see if it kept living. And the chicken lived for like 2 or 3 more years. What they would do is they would have to make sure that they would feed it. They would put food in a syringe or something into his throat or something like that still, to where it would be able to, or whatever they had left. I don't know what the chicken had left, but we'll put it into where the chicken could still eat. And what they had to do is make sure that I think it was once a day, they had to make sure that they cleaned out, the chicken's neck area. Or basically, I think it was the air passes so that the chicken could breathe. If they could do that, then the chicken would live. And it lived like 2 or 3 more years. Might even been more than that, but I think it was like it lived 2 or 3 more years, something ridiculous. Maybe it was 2 or 3 more months. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like it was like the chicken lived 2 or 3 more years. People came, visited the chicken, everything. The only thing that stopped the chicken from living was that there was a day where the guy got caught up in a bunch of stuff, got busy, realized, oh man, I haven't cleaned out its air passage today, ran, and it was too late. The air passage, basically was filled up, couldn't breathe anymore, was done. But I say all that to say, I don't think you realize the power that you have. Just because the enemy looks like it's over, just because somebody's looked like they done chopped something off, just because all this stuff, it doesn't mean you can't keep going. You are a finisher. You've been called to do this because can't nobody stop this process. We talked about this in Romans chapter 8, verse 29. For those who the Most High prognosticated, forecasted were coming, he even prioritized you. He gave his word and prioritized it, right? He prioritized you. Why? Because he had already forecasted to you what was going to happen. He forecasted to you, and then he prioritized you. That's who you are. That's why you can carry the cross. It's already been put in the word. If you're going to be where Yehoshua goes, you've got to carry your cross as well. This is a cross examination. Like I said, this might not even be that deep. Just question. Are you willing to carry your cross? Do you recognize that you're worthy of it, not because you did wrong, but because you will be lied on? Are you realizing that you are that person? You are that dude. You are that girl. You 100% that saint. You had a DNA test in the spirit, and you just found out tonight. If you didn't remember, and if it hasn't been brought to you, remember it's not. You had you're having a cross examination. We examined your DNA. It came back. You were 100% that saint. What you gonna do with it? That information. It sounds like great information to me. That sounds like information that moves mountains to me. Sounds like information that will cause you to recognize that you can't be stopped. You're carrying the cross because can't nobody stop you. You're carrying the cross because you have already guaranteed with into thine hands, you just commend your spirit. If you can't be stopped, don't live like you can be stopped. I'm on. All right. I'm way over. I'm supposed to be doing some stuff anyways. Y'all take care. Appreciate, love y'all. I hope that you guys do well and continue to do great things. Pray for myself and my family as we're traveling, and for the person that we dropped off at the airport. Pray for them. Safe travels. We appreciate, love you all. Thank you. As a reminder, October the 3rd, we are going to be meeting up in Philly. We'll try to get you guys the address. I guess we have one of two parks to choose from, so we need to make a choice on it. But just know we will be meeting up in Philly. If you want to come up over to Philly, I believe we're trying to meet up at about 7 p.m. Eastern New York time. We might make it a potluck. So please, man, please, sir, be ready for that. And I told you guys already, still didn't get permission 100%. I don't know why I keep forgetting to ask. But we've been telling you guys for a little while now, if you want to prepare yourself for family fast, community fast, we're looking at having another one on Monday next week. So we thank you all. And October the 3rd is going to be our Feast of Trumpets. October 4th, 5th, and 6th, I will be off, but you guys still need to make sure that you're coming on. We'll make sure that we're still meeting up. And we have persons already lined up to give a word. Praise Yah. And October the 3rd as well, Minister Anais should be back with us from her hiatus. So join us for Thursday Rise in Prayer. All right, appreciate, love you guys. Thank you for everything that you guys do, sisters. Don't forget this Saturday is going to be the women's meeting, and everybody just keep checking your email for further instructions. Tadach, love y'all. You guys take care. Also, too, don't forget, Brother Dwayne, Sister Beck, having having a baby soon. Keep Sister Beck in prayer, as it's supposed to be high risk pregnancy. We believe that it's going to be highly blessed pregnancy, and so we're excited about that, and we're thankful and grateful. And for the little girl that's making her way on the scene, do not forget that if you would like to give something to them, they do have a registry. So we would love you for giving something if you like, or even later on if you just want to send something for them to be able to get things that they need. But keep them in prayer, and we're excited and grateful and thankful for another life coming in. Feast of Tabernacles persons, we'll probably talk a little bit about baptism and answer some questions and stuff regarding it this Saturday. So everybody who's coming in person, especially if you're looking to be baptized this time, please, ma'am, please, sir, come on and come with the questions, and we'll make sure that we take care of that. So love y'all to life. I shall see you tomorrow, prayerfully 8 a.m. Eastern New York time this time. And love y'all. Take care. And as always, we give our honor and praise to the Most High. We give our praise and honor them for my wife, the Honorable Amma, who lives a life that's able to be honored. And remember that you are loved, you're necessary, you're majestic, you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you, which is all of us working together, will be the reason why people who are in this system no longer have to be of it. Shalom, family. Peace. Take care.